Hi everyone, Emily here from Emily's Visions. My first video for 2020. Just a quick one really. I wanted to give an update on the PIP progress. Just a recap for people who've seen this video and haven't seen the other ones. I was on DLA, Disability Living Allowance, for 10 plus years for my uncontrolled epilepsy. We had to go through several tribunals for that, but it got to the point where they went, well, you know, it's brain damage, you're not going to recover from that. So I was pretty much on permanent disability until PIP came along. This is a common experience for people. So I'm not sharing it because I think my situation is unusual, rather than I'm sharing it because it isn't, and people need, it's good for people to communicate what's going on if they can, and I seem to be able to. So yes, so they knocked me off PIP. I went for my assessment. They gave me no points. Basically, the process was handed down through several people to the point where the people who weren't at my assessment had virtually no input in what was going on, and a lot of lies were told. For example, I was trying my best in the interview to, you know, keep calm so that I wouldn't have a large seizure, but the anxiety was, of course, causing the seizure to want to happen. So then I had quite a few sort of, you know, mini simple partials, which I managed to kind of recover myself from, and they took that as the evidence of, you know, how I am all the time, which is ridiculous because people are, well, the circumstances are very individual, aren't they, when you meet somebody for one time. So we complained about having no points whatsoever, especially after having years of points on DLA, and of course, you know, needing that amount of support to cope with the fact that I have uncontrolled epilepsy, and there's certain things that I can't do as a result, and I need that help. So what happened then was we waited and waited, with our finances dropping and, you know, debt being, of course, a thing that's always sitting on everybody's shoulders these days. Eventually were called on Wednesday the 16th of June, very early in the morning, on the phone, given an offer. Which basically was an admission that they were wrong and I was right, but of course, you know, no actual admission and no actual apology for any of the inconvenience or anything like that. And also, it was very early in the morning, I hadn't really woken up yet, so I was extremely vulnerable, and the person, although they were nice and kind, like most people on sales calls and etc. on the phone are, I really was given the impression that it was kind of like, I either accept the deal or nothing. I get, you know, again, because there's no apology. So again, they could do me the favour of providing me with the thing so long as I said yes now. So I accepted that. I was scared and intimidated and needed some financial support. So I don't think they handled that fairly. Anyway, soon after, we went for a tribunal anyway, because you can always go for a tribunal. You can always say, oi, that's not right. In this life, sometimes you're told that you can't, but you can. And again, I seem to have a certain amount of energy that I can sort of push through this sort of thing in an emergency and recover later. So we put in another for a tribunal, and then we had to wait, and we had to wait till the 18th of December, so a good 6 months. To be honest, I'm quite pleased that I actually accepted the money that they offered me back then, because I would have been waiting with nothing. I don't think that's going to be a mark against me, the fact that they've been giving me half of what I deserve all this time. But I'm just, again, documenting flatly so that people know the process that I have been through. So anyway, the tribunal date on the 18th of December, they told us that my tribunal is next Tuesday, so it's Wednesday now, so in a week's time. I'm very nervous. It's very hard in an ableist society. People expect so much. Their idea of what's normal is kind of quite set. They don't realise that it's quite set. Even in Second Life, I was having a discussion the other day. They said this is in a virtual world, and people were saying, isn't it great? People with disabilities, they were saying everybody's young and healthy here. And I said, well, no. You know, okay, we've got amazing avatars and we look great, but, you know, if someone's got a physical disability, they still have that disability. So, yeah, I just felt there was a bit of an ableist, oh, well, they can pretend that everything's all right, isn't it? Isn't that liberating? Granted, I see there's an aspect of that, but I find that because there's an aspect of that, the ableists tend to grab onto it and go, complete liberation, and it's not. So, it's hard in an ableist world. I found it hard to... I want to use what I'm good at to benefit the people in my life. I don't want to have to be struggling to prove my disability when my doctor has no problem with it at all, though my doctor recognises my disability. I don't want to have to fight to prove I'm not lying when I am oppressed by my disability. It affects everything in my life. I'm learning to deal with it for sure. I'm not lazy in applying like coping mechanisms and finding ways to be a good and kind person with my disability, but it becomes harder when I have to sort of fight my corner. I'm nervous about what will happen at the tribunal. Last tribunal I went to, I was dry heaving when I came out. And it took me at least an hour and a half to be able to eat anything. I don't want to have that experience again. I've had that experience. I've proved myself. I was very patient with the DLA. So, you know, I'm upset about that, but and nervous. But I will report what happens. But I'm just kind of letting you all know that, like I say, I'm pleased I said yes on the phone, because it has meant for these 6 months I have had some benefit coming in. But we'll let you know whether there's a result of that, because the way I've been treated and the way that disabled people are being treated, it doesn't really give you much faith in humanity. So anything nice that they've done for me, I'm kind of ready for them to use that as a reason why, you know, I owe them. Well, anything, including paying all that money back. So yes, anyway, that's all for now. I just wanted to share. So apologies for going on a bit. I'm very nervous. Nice to speak to you, and this is a video that kind of adds on to the other PIP thing, so you know, I thought do it now even though I'm feeling wobbly, and then I'll let you know how it goes. Probably have a reaction video to having the tribunal, and then after however long it takes for them to actually, you know, draw the conclusions that were already drawn scientifically before, maybe. Anyway, I'll let you know if I get all my points back, which I deserve, because I'm the same as I always was before. Just brain injury, frequent seizure, interruptions, can't really go anywhere by myself. bit scary to go into town because I might have a seizure, and then if I don't have a carer with me, I'll be stuck trying to communicate and be in everybody's way, and yeah. Bye for now.